Regal Movie Masters. Unlimited.
This is the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited podcast where we indiscriminately watch every goddamn movie that comes out at the local theaters. The Movie Masters today are Justine.
Hi.
Brent.
Hello.
Dylan.
What's up?
And I'm Colin. Today's movies we got on the docket, we're looking at Mission: Impossible - Dead Reckoning Part 1, a.k.a. Mission Impossible 7, The Sound of Freedom, and The Miracle Club. We do have an email, an electronic mail service of which you can contact us, moviemasters760@gmail.com if you have any questions. We do default to anonymous, so if you want your name read on the quote-unquote air, make sure to let us know it's okay. This week, this person was hitting us up about when we were doing the Malton game. Somehow the issue of the Spice Girls movie, the ABBA movie, Hard Day's Night from the Beatles. I think that genre of film got broached, and we're requesting a modern version of it, and we were neglectful because, as it is pointed out, Studio 666, the Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters venture, the email calls them the Fool Fighters, which I prefer.
Ooh, I like dang.
Yeah. There's that movie. And I guess money where my mouth is, I am a hypocrite. The listener asks if we have ever seen it. And are we it's a full house of nothing?
I tried to get you to see it when it came out.
Was it streaming or
No, it was in theaters for one day. Is it February 25th, whatever year it was? I remember because like Dylan was down, but you two were not down.
Yeah.
And we weren't doing the experiment.
True. We weren't movie masters at that time. And I think, and this is kind of, we're starting in a real dark place. I believe the drummer died pretty shortly after that, Taylor Hawkins.
Right.
And so I think that put such a dour tone on the film. They're like, yeah, it's not going to be, I assume, it's a slasher movie, so I assume he probably...
The movie came out before he passed, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
When he passes away and you have a movie where the guy who dies IRL dies in the movie, it's not super fun when it's like a lighthearted, campy thing.
I think it depends.
Well, in this case, they sort of torpedoed it after he died.
He didn't die by a murder.
No, but it's still a little, I don't know. Me and Dylan watched a YouTube video where they explained the conspiracy theory of how Dave Grohl had to make a blood pact to be famous. And so his first one was killing Kurt Cobain, but then it expired and he had to kill Taylor Hawkins and he made the satanic movie. Yeah. He had to re-up.
Yeah, he had to redo it. Closest friend. Who was it? Sadly, Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, so
Taylor Hawkins was a Satanist because if you looked at his van, you get the Rush logo.
Boom.
Which is the naked guy in front of the star. I forgot what the star is.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube has a lot of smart information.
It is true information that we got.
And don't you think it's a kind of a coincidence that he's in a movie called Studio 666 and then he dies?
I mean, that's true, yeah.
Supposedly accidentally, but in reality, Dave Grohl's still alive and he's still famous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
So, no, I didn't see the movie, but I watched the unhinged YouTube conspiracy theorists about it.
It was like a real movie?
Yeah, it was like a comedy slasher.
But I mean,
movie.
like, it was like a real movie, or they did basically like a big music video?
It's exactly what I wanted, which is a scripted movie about a real band. And I think it's like the Foo Fighters are recording a song. I think they play themselves. I'm, blind leading the blind here.
I haven't seen it yet.
And then I think Dave Grohl, based on the trailers I've seen, gets possessed and kills the other members of the band. He wants all the fame. And I know the guy from Slayer is in it. And
which guy?
Carrie.
Okay.
Or a human potato. I don't know. One of the two. But I didn't watch it. I think I just... I don't know if that's the band for me to carry such a venture. I don't know what band I want to see do it. Oh, I want to see BTS do it. I want to see like a pop band do it. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. The Foo Fighters have been too self-aware since the Mentos music video. You know
I'm
what I'm
going to
saying?
watch it. I've been meaning to watch it. Is it on Tubi?
If it ain't on Tubi, it don't matter. One movie that's not on Tubi yet, Mission: Impossible - Dead Reckoning Part 1, a.k.a. Mission Impossible 7. It's directed by Christopher McQuire, a frequent Tom Cruise collaborator. He's done a bunch of other movies with him, including, I think, the last 4 Mission Impossibles. And it's co-written by Eric Jendriesen. Stars this guy, Tom Cruise. Okay. He plays Ethan Hunt, and he's a espionage man. He's a spy man. This is a spy movie. And he gets elected. His mission, if he chooses to accept it, okay, he's got to get a part of a key that latches up with another key that attaches to a mysterious device that is somehow connected to this algorithm machine. It's like AI that's become sentient. So it's like Skynet, like day one. Like it's online, this program, and it has all this power over computers. You got to go off the grid if you want to be protected from it. And obviously the powers of controlling such a device is, terrifying. Who stands in the way of some superpower controlling this all-powerful algorithm versus destroying it, which is the ethical thing to do? Well,
either not.
And his merry team, including Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and ladies, just a handful of them. And they're there to stop it, man. They've accepted the mission. They're off to do it. I found this to be a very serviceable action movie. Brent, I felt like you sounded like you were having an aneurysm while you were watching this movie.
Yeah.
Why don't you shit on the movie first, and then we'll say nice things about it.
I mean, okay, so the sentient AI is called the Entity, but it moves and it makes noise when it moves, as evidence in the party.
Well, there's like a screen, and it looks like a
screensaver.
Yeah. I don't know how much of that is.
This is definitely like one of those movies that you hear described as like a smart movie for dumb people. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, if you think about AI, man, you got to shut it down. You got to shut it down, man.
Terminator was the same thing. Terminator's cool.
Terminator was cool.
I don't think you should pat yourself on the back too hard about being smarter than Mission Impossible.
No,
Mission
I'm
colon
not.
Impossible.
I'm dumber than it.
Mission colon.
I am way. That's another thing I was thinking too. Is like, do you think that they really wanted to put another colon after Impossible? They're like,
course.
oh, shit, we already used one.
We already used it.
It's
It's
like,
already in there.
Like when you do like RE colon, and they do something, you have to do the dash after.
Yeah. They went Mission colon Impossible dash Dead Reckoning Part 1. And then I added sarcastically, aka Mission Impossible 7.
There's nothing between Dead Reckoning and Part 1 either.
Yeah.
That's especially weird.
I did like I don't know if they de-aged Tom Cruise any, but like it's hard like when you have an actual older person with wind in their face, you can't hide anything. So when he's on the train, this is all right. Here's what's really driving me crazy. All right, let's get into it. This is just a recap of Fast X, Indiana Jones, and what was the other one that big tentpole we watched? It had like all these
John
elements.
Wick?
Yeah, it's a little bit of John Wick. But I didn't mind the John Wick aspect. But like, yeah, the fact that you've got within 2 weeks, you got old men fighting on top of a train.
Right.
And then there was like that Fast X scene. I seriously thought it was the same square. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a very cobblestoney Venice street that it takes place in. That is an unfortunate coincidence, I think.
But Book Club 2 was there too.
Oh,
yeah.
The other
there are
tentpole
only
action
a few
release.
places
all
you're
the
allowed
big
to go.
blockbusters. Yeah. I don't know. It just felt like it was dumb. I didn't really get anything from it other than my same observation with Indy, which was just lighting a bunch of money on fire. I was laughing at that. I was like, it's cool that like they're just trashing cars in the street just to trash cars in the street.
I mean, I think these movies traditionally, well, there's more, I guess, road testing on the MI movies. I don't think there's been a huge gap between them. They all pretty much do pretty well. So I don't think it's as much of a gamble as dumping. And hold on, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm always confused at the Part 1s and Part 2s when they're like, it costs this much to make.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, but I feel like at least a quarter, if not a half of this budget is going to be rolled into the next one. That's why they called like Fast X a flop, because it's like, well, it cost. I think every movie costs $300 million now. I don't know where these are. But I think Fast X had that kind of budget too, except with Fast X and this movie, they're both rolling it into a second one. So it's like, I don't believe that this is.
There were definitely days where they shot things.
Yeah, intended for the next movie.
Yeah.
So what's up with Ethan Impossible falling in love with every female?
Oh, that's like a Bond thing. He just does that.
Stuff.
Oh, it's a spy thing? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I kind of chalked a lot of this movie up to, is like, oh, it's a spy movie. I actually found it quite refreshing that like it just feels like a normal movie.
What?
And not a lot of things feel like normal movies. Like,
explain more, please.
well, okay, the first movie comes out in 1996, directed by Brian De Palma.
Yeah.
Goofiest tech speak you'll ever hear. So when they get into the algorithm and the entity in this one, I was just like, oh, they're just time-honored tradition. And poor Brian De Palma in 1996. I don't know, you have a running theme on this show about just guns against very talented people's heads as they're forced. Him trying to imagine old Brian D. just gun against his head, forced to direct a script where Ving Rhames is hacking a mainframe. I mean, 1996, you can imagine the primitive language they had for computer stuff, and Brian De Palma just not being the fucking guy to do it. That movie, it also looks like a Brian De Palma movie. That one's pretty cool. So a lot of love there. And this movie kind of felt like that in a lot of ways, like a Speed or just like a default normal movie, regular. Off the line.
Have you seen Mission Impossible?
Yeah, it's a lot like that. It's a lot like Mission Impossible.
Was your first one three-ish hours?
Yes, they're all overly long.
Oh,
I mean, maybe it was more 2.5 but I don't know if
I round up in those cases.
I don't think any of them clock under 2. They're all pretty, and it's all like this, where it just kind of keeps going. To this movie's credit, and I think to most of the Mission Impossible movies' credits, I feel they're such like products that it's like, I think they're just trying to give people bang for their buck.
Right.
I don't know what I would really cut out of this movie. It's not like you're watching a movie and it's all of a sudden we're in this side zone where we're learning about his grandmother's, knitting class or something. Like, it's all pretty like, here's an action scene. Hey, we got to get the thing. Let's go get the thing. Oh, hey, I double crossed you. Oh no, I got double crossed again. Okay, we got to fight a little bit. Okay, so it's like all stuff you expect to see in these kind of movies. Yeah. It's just like king size, it's just like an extra big Snickers bar. You know what you're gonna get. You're just gonna get more of it in this 2.5 hour movie. 2 hour 43 minutes. Sorry.
It does also look expensive. That was something that I was noticing when it was happening. I'm like, this is normal movie, but it looks really good. Polished.
I mean, yeah, and it doesn't look good in the like indulgent sense, this is cinema, but it has like a cinematic feel to it. I was thinking about this during the movie. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm kind of like jigging and jagging here. But I had the thought watching such a normal movie where people talk like in a movie and look like in a movie and it is so movie-like. It seems silly in a sense. It's jarring because so few things are movie-like now, I had sort of the same sense watching like The Fabelmans last year because it's so movie-like, a different kind of movie, but it is so like cinema. Spielberg's obviously in his own zone. I don't think this has the level of auteurship that had, but I kind of blame like good TV, like super critically acclaimed prestige streaming stuff for maybe kind of acclimating our brains to that more artsy look and feel and tone of a movie. So that when someone is silly and they're like, we got to save the world, when they just do silly things like that in a movie, it's again kind of unusual to see. I think we've been ruined. I think our brains have been rotted. I think our brains have been rotted by just watching,
I can agree with you on that.
12 episode runs of, I don't watch a lot of this stuff, but I, for some reason, got tricked into watching that show, The Patient, with Steve Carell. Let me tell you about a 90-minute movie that's stretched out into 10 episodes. And when you do that, you end up being really slow and paced, and everyone thinks it's a backstory. And people confuse that for just good, but it's just
wasting your time.
Yeah. Versus something like this where it's like, let's go, run scene, fight scene, blowing shit up, going somewhere. We've got to save this thing.
Do these people sleep? No.
Doesn't matter. So, it's definitely, you're not wrong if you're watching this and you're like, this is dumb. But I kind of feel like a bit of that is just how not common it is to see this kind of pacing and, I don't know, action-packedness. But it's not the roided out Fast and Furious superhero movie.
It wasn't, no. I was kind of shocked that Tom Cruise didn't seem to be that powerful.
No, that's the kind of cool thing about movies like this and like James Bond, let's say. Mm-hmm. John Wick to a lesser extent or in a different way. But we see a lot of comic book movies and superhero movies and stuff right now, and then something like Fast and Furious, which is basically the same thing, where there's like kind of supernatural abilities.
Right.
This is not like that. This is like, you could see people doing this, and Tom
Well-
Cruise, who does his own stunts, is really doing it. But it's like, there's people and they're better than other people at stuff, but they're not like overpowered.
And I think maybe they're given a level playing field as far as like everyone's equally ridiculous, like the aforementioned train scene. Like,
Yeah.
one person can stand up on a train and not be affected by wind at all, and
Terrifier 2 rules.
jump off and roll down hills and live. But so can the bad guy, who's also the same age and also isn't some jacked mutant, you know? So, I don't know. It all seems pretty even Stevensy, I guess.
I think main gripe is the dialogue. And like, we talk a lot about movies that have the singular voice. This was that, but also sentence or soliloquy by committee is what I would call it. Because it's just, well, first we're going to go over to this house.
What happens after we go to the house?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
One person finishes the next person's sentence.
over and over throughout the movie.
It's because it shows how connected they are.
Right.
Oh,
Well-oiled machine.
It's cinema, baby.
You're being paid by the studios, man.
I wish.
I know, yeah. Please send
I know,
large
give me $5.
sacks of cash to recoup.
And look, I gotta take. I think this is. I always look for the meaning underneath it all, and like for being a dumb action movie that owes you nothing as far as dialogue goes, it's like let's look at like let's look for the martial arts sequences in a coming of age story. You know, it's like you're watching espionage for dialogue. Like, I don't know, that one's on you. But
I don't know. It's just weird because like the action really didn't do it for me. So yeah, I was looking for anything in the movie aside from like again watching $300 million get lit on
Right.
fire. Yeah, I don't know. Watching so many movies, like I'm just not desensitized to violence, but I'm just kind of tired of it.
right.
So when it's just like cars just getting slammed into each other, I'm just like, okay, did we need to do that? I don't know.
I'm not a lover of car chases, and there is certainly
We've seen
some
many
car chases, but then there's people who are. That's why they're in every movie. That's why there's a train fight in every movie. I don't know. There's just some fucking thing that we like about that. We like to see it, so they keep giving it to us.
I think I need to see one of those Dylan branded relaxing movies. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm just trying
listen,
to relax at a movie.
We got a long road ahead of us.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I do think there's the theme of, and all the obviously, listen, I'm 100% not trying to say like, no, the algorithm and the AI is cool and smart actually, but I was like, okay, replace this AI entity with like a ruby that controls fate. Whoever has this magic ruby
I'm
has
down for
fate.
that.
But the fate that is unusable without a staff. So we need to have a magic stone and we need to have a magic staff. And when you put them together, you get to control the world.
Yeah.
And your protagonist needs to break the ruby and break the staff. And that's essentially how I took the AI algorithm to be. It's like you're using tech words and stuff, obviously in kind of a clunky way. Let's just pretend it's a magic ruby, you know? And in that sense, it's sort of a determinism versus free will story. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that. It's just talk about like just comfort food. There's something, it's kind of a very well-tread trope, but it's, I don't know, I kind of like to see it every time. And the bad guy, Gabriel, he's on the side of the magic ruby that controls fate and everything's predetermined. And he's like, this algorithm knows everything 10 steps ahead of you. And Tom Cruise is on the side of free will saying, no, we can do it ourselves. We need to break the magic ruby.
I think that would be fine if AI wasn't permeating almost every other news story in 2023 to the point where like the casual person knows more about AI than the writer of this film.
I mean, then again, this film was written, I think this is a big old COVID delay movie. So like, not even joking.
I think you're right. Yeah,
this was like the filming started pre-pandemic and like wrapped up now. So I don't think
it's come so far.
Dimes to Donut says whoever was writing the script about the
was
sentient AI
time.
was like not expecting high school kids to write their book reports with ChatGPT. So,
good point.
The blade has dulled a little bit.
Yeah.
God damn it. Dylan, I haven't heard from you all day.
All day?
All day. I've been juiced up talking about this movie. I need something else. I need another.
Well, I saw it separate. Everyone that's listening, I watched this film separate from the three. I saw it in what I would call my favorite theater, in my second favorite auditorium, Auditorium 10 in Mira Mesa.
What makes 10 your second favorite?
It's a little bit smaller than Auditorium 1.
What makes Auditorium 1 your favorite, though?
It's fucking massive, bro. For a regular theater, for a standard theater, the fucking room is big. It's bigger than the biggest one in San Marcos. But
Yeah.
I saw this hot Saturday midday,
Okay.
packed theater, crazy, bro. It was just like people having the time of their lives, bro. Straight up, like they cheered when Tom Cruise showed up.
Yeah. Oh, see, I was hoping for that.
And I was like, this is sick. Then they just completely silenced until like laughter, just jokes. Whenever jokes happened, they landed. The whole like driving the tiny car. That's all I kind of remember in terms of a joke.
Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames, they were joking.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
no, they were laughing. Anyway, that helped my experience in terms of, okay, I am in a room full of fans, I guess. If like multiple people are cheering when Tom Cruise comes out of the shadows and be like, leave my Grubhub on the ground.
I feel so cheated. That's what I wanted. Like, I wanted to go, like, I wanted the experience of going in and seeing the movie with a bunch of, like, total MI heads, you know?
That does actually remind me of another thing that really shined through for me in the movie is just the like sincerity of it all. Like I don't feel like the filmmakers were like trying to outwit their audience or have some like cynical point of view or have some like undercurrent of something. It feels like they really believed in this shit. You know, when they have Tom Cruise, and this is in the trailer, but when he jumps off of the cliff and spreads out his bat wings or whatever the fuck, like I don't think they were for a second thinking like, oh, they weren't thinking of anything other than like, this is gonna rock. People are gonna love this. Can't wait for them to watch this. Like it just seemed very sincere, you know, hard on their sleeve. And I guess it seems like it connected with your
Yeah, I
audience,
mean,
right?
it worked because when he does jump off that ramp, spoiler, he jumps off a ramp to get on the train. People are like, whoa. I heard like, whoa. It's like audibles, like, oh shit. And I was like, this is sick.
Part of it is knowing that he's doing it. You want to see the thing you know he's going to do.
Well, to Brent's point about setting money on fire, I was thinking about that. Like, you know, you blow up a fucking car, you blow up a $50,000 car. That's $50,000. But like, how much money is this guy worth? And they're tossing him off a goddamn.
He's tossing himself
He
off.
is tossing himself. He loves tossing himself.
I'm telling
off
you,
of stuff.
man, I've said this off behind the scenes, folks. I just think he's just like, yo, I'll just do it normal. Just don't even pay me extra. Like straight up, like I could just do this for free.
Yeah, just pay for like the flight.
Yeah, it's just an excuse for Tom Cruise to do some crazy shit for himself. Like he's not. I think it's like part of him is for the movie, but a lot of it's just for his own enjoyment. Where he's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna launch off.
I want to do this.
Scientology's gonna save me. I'm never gonna die. Like straight up, that's my theory.
Oh, bro, Steaton count was fucking peaking during that for sure.
Who?
His Steaton count?
He was clear. He was clear, bro. Get it.
But yeah, no, it was a great. I mean, I had a great time. To add to your point of this is a movie,
Right.
I don't remember much of. I remember 1, 2, and 3 because I recently sort of watched them with you guys. Immediately when they're in the submarine, all the bad guys are kind of talking about like submarines. Oh shit, there's another submarine there. Dutch angles everywhere, and every cut was just another Dutch angle of someone else talking.
Right.
I was like,
Great point.
I was like, this is sick. Like, I don't remember this much. It felt like they were just being funny, but I was just like, there's no way they're being ironic. They're like being dead ass. This
Right.
is cool.
You're not going to see that shit in Succession.
Yeah, hell no. You're not going to see this in Past Lives or something. No cuts to more Dutch angles of Russians or whatever talking to each other. It's going to be fucking amazing.
There's an entire section that's like so hypnotic where they refuse to shoot anything straight. So like you're seeing objects like on tables and one is tilted, 45 degrees clockwise, then the next cut like there's a different thing that's 45 degrees counterclockwise. So yeah, like the angles in this movie are nuts.
And I think, like, straight up, if you looked up Dutch angle on like Google Images, I'm pretty sure like Mission Impossible. Yeah, like not even this one. I'm sure Mission Impossible 1 and 2 and 3 will just all show up. Anyway, I like this movie a lot. I had a lot of fun. Granted, if it was by myself and no one else was in the theater, probably have fun still. I don't know.
Rated against the other action movies you've seen this year.
Name the other action movies.
Plane.
I legitimately could not
Yeah,
remember
I
what
think
Plane was.
John Wick, like straight action. We're leaving out
Fast
the comic
X.
books, which I guess would include
Yeah,
Fast
leave out the
X.
comic books.
And I guess Indy counts, but I feel it's a little unfair. But
I would say, I think it's better than Indy. Not as good as Fast X, but Fast X to me is just
a shot of Mountain Dew in your face.
yes. Plus, I also like the Fast and Furious,
Okay.
even though I've only seen each one once.
Did you see Operation Fortune?
No, I've only seen the first 3.
Colin,
versions.
how does it stack up against?
It's so different because Operation Fortune is very like self-aware and kind of like a little over the top. So I don't know. I think John Wick 4 is better than this.
Yeah.
I liked that movie more.
I'd agree.
And Plane is cool in like a small way, you know?
I like Plane. I think I like Plane more.
Plane does more with less, but I think almost everything in the world is less than this. So that's not saying much.
65, does that count?
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi-ish.
So?
Well,
The action parts of him running around with the dinosaur behind his back.
The Machine.
Is Creed 3 action?
sports
Sport.
action.
Dude, Renfield had a shitload of action.
Yeah, but it's a action comedy. I want straight-faced. Yeah, I think that. I mean,
Oh, what's that? It's Jason Statham.
that was Operation Fortune.
Oh, that's right.
Uh,
My bad. I was thinking Mission Impossible, Operation Fortune.
Sisu. Sisu is
Sisu.
straight up action, a lot shorter.
Wait, so you did see Operation
I
Fortune?
know.
I was gonna say, did you see that with
in
me?
my head, I thought you were asking me about another Mission Impossible movie. I didn't watch that one.
There's a lot of
Possible Ghost
Wow.
Protocol
Yeah,
Operation.
yeah. There's a lot
Yes.
of Mission Impossible subtitles.
Lot of-
I thought you were just naming one of them.
colons out here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for straight action, I would say Wick is better than this. But other than that, regardless, I rate it up against like the better action movies I've seen this year, and just because there's not a lot of movies this like straight faced, I don't know. It was charming.
I like that it was like a movie. The Palm Clementif Mantis. She
Oh, yeah.
plays an amazing like a James Bond character villain
Right.
with like different costumes and stuff. She is like a Jaws, an Odd Job or something.
Yeah.
like a Batman villain, which I think is cool. And I really liked the lady. She's like a mob boss or something.
Oh
She's
yeah,
all
yeah.
crazy.
With the crazy eyebrows.
Yeah, and
Right.
the bad hair. She's really cool too.
Did you guys catch the Mantis doing the press junket for this movie where like she has an earpiece in and a guy's feeding her lines to say back to really mess with this particular reporter?
Wait, who's the reporter? Are they trying to mess with that specific one?
I think it was just like at random. I think they're just doing it to a bunch of reporters.
Wait a second. Was this Impractical Jokers, Brent? You have to tell us if this was
I
Impractical
don't know. I just saw
Jokers.
like an Instagram post that was screenshot from Twitter that was originally on TikTok.
Wow.
So, like good luck tracking the
Yeah.
origin down.
It was Murr dressed up as Palm. And they were like, Murr, now tell him that you're going to fuck a... I don't know.
Wow.
Where's Sal,
Went
where's
right
Sal
there.
in this?
Sal's there. He's behind laughing, crying, That's why Palm kept looking at the camera like, damn it. Because Murr dressed up as Palm was like, not going to say that.
Our running ironic appreciation for Impractical Jokers is once again derailing the podcast.
It might have been one of the Impractical Jokers.
We don't know for certain that it was not an Impractical Joker.
Because I've never watched that show, so I don't know what the guys look like. But I'll try to remember that when this episode runs, I'll put it like in our Instagram stories or something like that of that particular clip.
Right.
It's very, very funny.
And I didn't see the one before this, whenever like the other characters were introduced. Like they show flashbacks of the previous movies that I didn't see. But you don't need to know.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
like that. That's like a
yeah.
hallmark of like a good one of these movies. Like jump in. And I love like fake tech.
okay.
I love it.
Like the
I love it.
cryptocurrency reader.
Yeah,
I love the Mission Impossibles. I love the hackers,
right.
the Johnny Mnemonics. It's so fun.
The face printers.
Yeah, that's great. Like Total Recall. So good.
The face printer's short-circuited, though.
Yeah.
The entity has control of our face printer.
We need to do some
We
other
need to go
stuff.
analog.
Yeah, that's cool.
My favorite gag is when they rip off the mask. It's funny
Yeah,
every time.
every
Every
time.
time.
Yeah.
Every movie they do it
know.
in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Maybe I
like
need
the
to-
main thing.
Yeah.
All right, I need a super cut of that. That's
Yeah.
all I need.
It's good.
So overall, are we? Do we choose to accept it, or is this self-destruct? I'm going to. I'll accept it again. Just a good old fun. Almost feels weirdly nostalgic, like because there's again just not a lot of movies like this, and this is a movie. This is probably the most movie like this that any movie has ever been. I'll say.
Yeah, I accept, and I'm excited to get to work with the team again.
Oh wow.
I'm excited to have. I guess he was in the previous one or whatever, but Richie Valens' brother in La Bamba. He's the bad guy.
Damn, I
That's
never
cool.
realized that. That's
Deep
crazy.
pull, respect.
Yeah.
I like this movie.
I'm somewhere in the middle. So like I'm gonna probably lose a hand, something because like the explosion's gonna go off. I'm gonna lose a hand, but I'm also gonna watch the whole thing, which I
Oh,
did.
you're giving him the California yes.
I'm giving the California
yeah.
yes. Is what
Dude, do you accept
Yeah.
it? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
yeah, man.
Or no, the
Just
California no. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'll be there. Yeah, I'll do it.
Of course, I'm going to accept it. Me, Simon Pegg, Big Rames.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you on it, Dylan.
Yeah.
Do you think Ving Rhames in 1996 would ever guess
He'd be like in all these Mission Impossible movies.
Oh, he's in everyone.
he's hacking? I mean, they have him as a hacker in the first one, which is a little silly, but 20 years on, it's like, all right.
Question: have they ever put him in peril to the point where you think he's gonna die?
He's a behind the scenes guy.
Yeah,
he's,
he's like,
Ah.
Yeah,
Elsewhere.
I think that's why Simon Pegg's all like, holy shit, why is this for me? 'Cause I don't think they ever really. If anything, the one where they're in the plane with. But then he's not really in peril either. They just.
yeah.
they
But
just
the
Also-
hacker in the first movie dies.
Yeah.
the whole world's in peril, Brent. So
Oh god,
he's in peril in this movie if the entity takes over.
That's true.
Yeah.
yeah. If it doesn't have the cruise,
He thought he was in peril when he thought there was a nuclear bomb on the.
Yeah.
The problem
airport.
with this coming out so close to Indy is I thought Simon Pegg was Indiana Jones's sidekick, but it's not. Okay, got it.
You think this movie can be played like on an airplane? Like you think they'll
Oh, good point.
you think they'll have that scene in the movie?
Do they have? Is there like a airplane movie ban on
I don't know.
airplane
I don't
movie
know
stuff?
that.
No, I've seen some like horrific airplane shit in an airplane.
That's just poor planning on their part.
Yeah, I agree. What if some like child is looking over your shoulder or something?
He doesn't know what that
Oh.
is. And he
Yeah.
just sees like
Hold on.
an airport. There's a bomb.
Did you? Are you thinking of the children? Think of the children. Think of the children. It's the sound of freedom.
Bye.
Directed by Alejandro Monteverde, written by Rod Barr and Alejandro Monteverde. Stars Jim Caviezel as Tim Ballard.
Not Jesus.
No, he played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. And this time he's another historical figure, Jim Ballard, who's an IRL. He goes to South America and breaks up sex trafficking rings with this his organization. And this is a movie about that. And it's, I would say, an action movie. It's not super action-y, but action is a part of it. And this guy, he's working for Homeland Security. He rescues this kid from a sex trafficking operation. And the kid is like, hey, my sister is still in the mix. And he's like, well, we got to get your sister. So he, gets some stuff from the department, goes to South America, links up with this guy down there, Vampiro, who is played by Bill Camp. And I think he's my favorite character in this film.
Yeah.
He was like a cartel guy, and he's kind of turned his life around, and he's like, now I want to help kids. And he's like the morally complicated character, I guess, because of his past. Everyone else is very black and white. And, I was reminded of Steve Ditko watching this movie, because he's like a notorious objectivist. He's like into Ayn Randian philosophy and stuff. And all of his comics, if you read them, like the good guys are like square jawed, good humans, and the bad guys are all deformed. And it's just that's that kind of worldview, you know. And in this movie, all the good guys are very square jawed, and all the bad guys are wormy and squirmy and gross.
Well, there's that like beauty pageant lady.
But I think they still like, there's the word for it, like a gun mall, like when you, she looks like a bad lady. She doesn't look like, you know.
Girl next door.
No, she's not that. Mira Sorvino is, who is his
Mira Sorvino, who is billed second and in it like a minute.
She is probably not doing great, if I'm guessing, in life, because she's it is nuts. So he goes down to South America, right, to break up the ring, or to rescue the sister, and Homeland Security at some point is like, hey, we've run out of budget. Sorry, you can't get that kid. Get back up here. You're out of budget. And he's like, we're on the verge of doing something. And he's like, this boss is like, I don't care. This is so dumb. You're 10 months away from retiring and getting a pension. He's like, I don't care. I quit.
Well, we
I'm
don't
gonna
know
stay
if the
down
guy
here.
really did that.
Well, yeah. Okay. Maybe he did.
Yeah,
maybe he was 10 months away from earning a pension from the government and said, never
F
mind. He gets funding from this like another square jawed, beautiful man who's portraying like a Hollywood actor who's just like, fuck it, I'll spurn money to help kids.
Well, he kind of wants to be like this cowboy kind of guy,
Right.
but he's just like this rich guy. So he's like, I'll help the army or the cops or whoever, so
Right.
he can have like some excitement. So he's down when it's DHS, but then he's like, I can't work for them anymore. This has to be like a rogue thing, and that's why the guy's like, no, I don't want to do it if it's not going to be with this agency. But then he
just does.
yeah, because he gives him stats.
Right.
And then makes him feel bad.
Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of kids just in trouble, and it's a bad thing. Oh,
Like,
Dino, I never
"Aw,
thought of it like
man.
that.
All right, I'll buy an island hotel.
Yeah, and so they set up this crazy sting to catch like, they try to import like 50 kids.
Yeah, as many as they can get
Yeah.
these creeps to bring them in the hopes of having the boy's sister caught up in the net.
Yeah, and it's funded by the Hollywood guy. The sting goes successfully. They break up this main group of people in Colombia, and they all get arrested by Colombian police, who are just really cool guys. But the sister that he's after ain't in that group of kids that they rescued. So he's like, fuck it, the battle continues. And so he's just, you know, kind of rogue, and they have to go to this deep jungle area where these like rebels are. They're just posed as rebels. You know, again, this is a very black and white morality movie. There's not much room for shades of gray, you know. So we're just going to assume they're bad guy rebels or drug guys or something like
They're
that.
drug people.
And finally, he sees the sister of the kid he's after. She's like kept as a child bride for this warlord guy, and I kind of feel like this is like the what's the word, the Rosetta Stone of what makes this movie not really work for me. He gets into the place to rescue the daughter, right, or the sister of the kid who's trying to get the main thing he's trying to get the whole time, and you're finally given like the rubber meets the road, like power fantasy, right? Where this is a bad guy. He buys kids. He's the worst. This guy's fucking awful. And you finally get to see this shit getting beaten out of this bad guy. And it's just,
Suddenly,
yeah, it's like shot from the kid's point of view, and their eyes are closed. So you just see her like open her eye every now and then and see like the weakest punch. And it's
yeah.
like,
it's suddenly really stylized for no reason.
Right.
So the whole screen goes black, and you're like, what the heck? And then you realize they don't even really show you until like a few times that it goes black and then comes back on, where you see some struggle happening, that the girl like closes her eyes, and then some sounds happen, and then she opens them again, and you see something again. But it's like a lot of the time is just a black screen.
and this is again,
Is that the climax?
I think it's kind of the emotional catharsis in a sense. I mean, because
Okay.
again, it's about you've painted this black and white morality world. You have the worst guy, and you have the best guy, and the best guy has to kill the worst guy to free the child who's just treated as like, you know, a trophy of some sort or an object of the whole situation. And it could be the one part of the movie where like, yeah, and you get juiced and like your chest pumps out, and then they kind of cop out on it, and then they have to run away from the camp, and it's like, okay, well, here's your other chance to do a cool chase scene, and it's not cool.
Oh,
It's
so like they skimped on like a stunt coordinator, maybe.
Overall, this movie is like it kind of billed as an action movie and it kind of sets itself up to be, but it is boring. Like
Okay, yeah, because like the way he's describing it, it sounds like it reminded me almost of like the plot for Extraction 2.
Yeah, it's very Taken.
Yeah, it's just somebody got taken. You're trying to get them back. You sneak around, and then you have to fight your way out. But he barely has to fight his way out of anything. It's like he just kind of goes in, he sets it up, the thing goes the way he wants it to go, and that's it.
And I think the movie and this isn't like even getting into like the Twitter stuff and all of these things surrounding the movie, but like there's a post-credit scene, not post-credits, a credit scene. This distribution company, Angel, they are so fucking good. We saw this. We were not taken aback when we saw this. We were prepared.
Yeah, because we accidentally saw it once before.
In His Only Son, which is just a straight like Bible movie or retelling of a Bible story. And like, again, weirdly, like 3/4 of the way full showing that we saw of this Bible movie, like not like a, guy tries to pray in school and gets arrested.
It's like a 10 Commandments or something.
Yeah, it's a story of Abraham.
Yes.
Abraham and his son. Just a retelling of it, and it's a packed out theater. And then they have this post credit scene where the guy's like, His Only Son. He was like, "Hey, thanks for watching my movie. I'm trying to make more movies. Here's a QR code on the screen. Scan that, and you can give a movie ticket to a friend." Yep. Like they are big. This distribution company is like, and it's effective. Again,
it's working big.
How the hell do you? Yeah. I mean, for a movie like this, obviously it's gone into some weird culture war territory. But for that His Only Son movie, like no one is going to watch that except for real people with an interest in religion. So. The god tier fucking marketers, right? And in this movie too, they have Caviezel, aka Jesus, get on screen, and he's like, "Hey guys, this is an important film. Like, message. It's all about these kids. This is a real thing." Like, they want to have it both ways because they want to have a cartoonish, tropey, silly film, where. So this guy's on this expedition down south and all this, and he's calling home, and poor Mira Sorvino's like, "Sounds good. All right, do your thing. Go on." Like the most encouraging wife ever. Like
he has like 20 kids at home, and she's like, "Do what you got to do."
Yeah, no, it's important. You're doing good work. and like, just deadpan. "Why are you trying to save these kids?" And he's just like, "'Cause God's children are not for sale."
Aside from, again, when you're like, "Wait a minute, this music is really inappropriately bad. This tone is a little off." I would not have thought that it was distributed by the same people.
Right.
There isn't really a religious message in the movie.
Not per se.
So it was kind of weird to me because I feel like a lot of people like myself would just be like, "Oh, this is a movie. It's one of these like the Extraction movie or whatever. Just go watch it." And then you get caught up, in something else. But I don't understand where the culture war happens, I guess, because it's not an overt thing.
Yeah, I would have missed the culture war part if not for somebody giving me the heads up on it. You know what I mean? I probably would have just gone.
It's just weird. It's it's a movie.
Yeah, but that's why I say it's not the movie; it's the marketing. And I think you want to have, quote unquote, liberal places be like, "This movie sucks."
Yeah, you want them to be outraged.
And then you could say, "Look at why do they love pedophiles so much?" Yeah. And the movie, and that kind of goes back to my point of like it wants to present itself as a message movie of like, listen, these fucking kids out here need help. We're raising awareness, blah, blah, blah. My take on it is like when you have such a cartoonish presentation, like in the Extractor, right? Extraction 2. So that was a silly movie, but it also wasn't about anything, and it doesn't expect you to have a serious take. It's just a fun, silly action movie. And this movie has probably more of a cartoonish tone than that.
But it wants you to take it seriously.
And so I feel like it kind of, the tone of the film and the execution of the film and like the boringness of the film and the bad dialogue and the black and white portrayal of everything, I feel like that undercuts their message. And if they wanted to have a message, like, so I was thinking of two movies recently that were kind of message movies. One is the Everybody movie, which is a straight documentary about intersex people, and it's just people telling you their story, and you learn about it and like legitimately walk away more enlightened on the subject matter. So like the obvious answer to me, if you want to have a message movie, is make a fucking documentary.
Yeah.
'Cause at the very end, they show like footage of that island thing that they set up getting raided in real life. And
So they had it.
That's more fucking interesting. And there is a documentary about this organization, but my devil's advocate against that would be like, well, yeah, but you don't get butts in the seats for that. You got to make it fun. You got to make it entertaining. So then make it entertaining.
Yeah, it was boring.
Yes, but the other movie I was talking about or thinking about was The Covenant, the Guy Ritchie movie, which was all about Marines and their interpreters in Afghanistan post American military leaving, and basically leaving those guys high and dry. Like, that is an important message, but I think that movie does more to kind of honor that message, and that's a good example of like, make an entertaining movie, have it be about something in real life, have it be grounded, and that movie came out and no one fucking talked about it. This movie, I have people, no one cares about anything I watch. I've had multiple people unrelated hit my group chat. Hey, you watching this? Hey, you watching this?
Yeah, I know.
Like, as if it's some like, I think the fucking marketing of this movie is like, it's a QAnon fucking adjacent thing.
That's the really weird thing is like, something like The Covenant, you can't be the angel distribution people or whatever and put out something like that, which is, again, something that would be a good topic to shine a light on or something, because you can't, it's not like a straw man,
Right.
You can't be like, oh, then you like child trafficking?
Yeah.
Because you reject this movie.
Oh, you didn't like the Guy Ritchie's A Covenant? Oh, so you love the Taliban. You're in the Taliban.
Yeah. You can't do that, but you can be like, oh, yeah, these people, they don't care about kids.
Yeah. So, ultimately, I think it fails as infotainment. It's just not a very good movie. I'm kind of appreciate all the craziness around it, and there's definitely like, you can kind of gauge where culture is at to some extent by who like the bad guys in these movies are, if it's obviously like post 9/11, right? You saw a wave of like anti-terrorist kind of movies, and I guess it's always brown people of some kind or another.
Yeah.
But
No, again, Russians sometimes.
there we go, during the Cold War for sure. So like, I don't know, it's in the culture war aspect of it is, I guess, interesting from afar. And in a way, I kind of wish they leaned into it. And again, it's not like Nancy Pelosi isn't rubbing her hands in this like, oh, yes, I want the adrenochrome. Like, none of that is in there. I kind of wish it was. It would be a more unhinged kind of fun watch.
It sounds like they didn't need it. I think we're so post, Michael Jordan being like, oh, yeah, Republicans buy sneakers too. Now it's like, no, if we piss off half of the population, we'll get sales from the other half of the population, and that will be more than we could have gotten.
We don't even need to piss off half of the population. We just need to fucking pretend that they're pissed off.
Exactly.
And have them say, again, kind of what we're saying, we're just like, yeah, it's kind of a mediocre movie. And then people get to say, well, so you hate children? This is part of what we're talking about. This is why we need to shed light on this.
No, I love children, and I want somebody to make a better movie than this, so that people can see.
It's tiresome is the word.
It's exhausting.
And I'm very tired of that. And I'm also tired of watching boring movies.
Yeah.
Overall, Sound of Freedom. Are we putting this one on mute, or are we going to let freedom ring? I'll say mute this one. You don't need to watch it. Watching people fight over it is funny. I get it. You'll get more enjoyment out of that than actually watching it. It's just, I can't state this enough, a very whatever movie. Don't let them hook you in with this stuff. It's pretty bland.
Yeah, put it on mute. It is really boring. If you think you're going to watch an action movie because it sounds like this guy's going to go in and he's going to save these kids from the jungle, he's a military guy, that's not what you get. You get a lot of talking, you get a lot of planning, and not a lot of payoff.
And also, what are you going to do with this information if you get the information? Were you just under the impression that there was no horrible things happening to kids in South America? I kind of go off of that assumption. Having a dramatized version of it does not, I don't know what to do with this information now that I have it.
I wonder, so distribution people, if you're making money on this movie, are you sending it to
is
South
any
America?
Proceeds of this going to that would
children?
be what I'd lead with. You know what I was thinking of was there's this kind of rise in Batman deconstructionism, and you even saw a little bit of it in The Flash, where they're just like, why don't I use my money to stop poverty? And people say that all the time. It's like, Bruce Wayne's so rich, why doesn't he stop poverty in Gotham? And then the crime goes away if you really want to do it. He's just a cowboy on a blah, 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 right? And like, here's your real life example of why. It's because we're not that good of a people, because it's much more exciting to give money to a guy to go down in South America and do some gung-ho vigilante shit, again, obviously for the right reasons and everything, than it is to raise like the quality of life and economic stability of those countries. Because they're even in this movie, they're like, oh, the kids are sold, meaning for money, for profit. If you want to fight child trafficking, you need to make, wealth equality throughout the third world. That is not going to enter the conversation, obviously not in this movie. And probably a lot of the people donating to the real cause of this guy to go and do this stuff, like he's, tied in with the Latter-day Saints and everything, like one of the richest fucking churches in the world. Mm-hmm. And not to say they don't do anything with their money, but there's been some whistleblowing stuff going on recently that they are sitting on a lot of fucking money that they're not doing good or bad with. They're just making more of it. It's like, improve the fucking people's lives down here so they don't sell their fucking kids to these goddamn criminal organizations. But again, what's sexier, that or strong man goes save people? But that's just
Steve Ditko.
That's just human nature, right? You want to break from the madness of big budget movies and the culture wars and everything else that comes with summer movies. Have we got a film for you? It's called The Miracle Club, directed by Thaddeus O'Sullivan, written by a lot of writers: Joshua D. Maurer, Timothy Prager, and Jimmy Smallhorn. I'll give you it's an ensemble cast, so I'll shoot from the hip here. We got Laura Linney, Kathy Bates, Maggie Smith. We got big names. And so it takes place in the small Irish town of Ballygar in 1960. So it's kind of a period piece. I like to think of it as part of the Banshees of Inisherin extended cinematic universe.
Oh, I'm listening.
I have no proof of this.
It's like way later.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So, but it's like a bunch of ladies in town. There's this pilgrimage they take to the sacred town of Lourdes in France from Ireland, right? And so it's like a bus that's going there. And they all have different reasons for going. There's one lady's mom just died and she came back. She's been in America the whole time. And so she's like this outsider in the community. She's like, fuck it, I'll go. I'll kind of reconnect with people. And then there's this really old lady and she's going to...
she's just there in support.
She's just there to back it. There's a bunch of Catholic ladies. They want to go see the sacred thing.
There's all these Catholic ladies. They're all part of the same congregation. One of their people dies. That person's daughter comes back, and there's some tension. Nobody's glad that she's back. And then you find out along the way what's been going on and why they hate her so much. But then they all have to go on this trip together. So They all have to deal with their differences.
And one of the ladies has a kid who can't talk, and she's hoping that the fountains down there, the baths at Lourdes, France, they will make her child talk. And one of the ladies has like a lump in her breast, and they all have different reasons for going.
It's a place for a miracle,
right?
That's the deal.
Yeah, they're going for blessings and all that, and it's just a really quiet. Hey, you want a relaxing movie? Heard an order for a relaxing movie? Chill out with these ladies on a bus.
Old people with Irish accents talking about just living.
Yeah.
How much bus are we talking about?
Very minimal, honestly.
Okay,
and I like that because, it does not turn into a road trip movie where they're broken over on the side of the road and blah, blah, blah. It's like, and I'm especially thinking of travel in the 1960s. That had to be so difficult. Because the bus goes on a ferry.
That Europe is tiny.
It is, but a bus full of people, that's not fun travel in any year, any time. But still in 1960, trying to figure out maps.
And dressed nicely.
Bringing luggage, you're staying there for a couple days.
No AC.
But they don't bog you down with any of the details. Again, it's all just learning about them, learning about their interactions with each other. It's fun. There's some funny moments. There's some heart-wrenching moments. It's never totally melodramatic or like, emotionally manipulative. It is a pretty chill scene, ultimately. And there's, of course, like the real miracle is the friends they made along the way. And because they're gone, their dipshit husbands all learn to like appreciate them. They're all
that's
like,
a good
they're 60s husband guys. So they're just like, what you mean? I can't cook and clean while you're gone. Who's going to get to? And then they have to figure out all this stuff themselves. And then they realize, oh man, I really appreciate my wife. And then the wives return and they're just like different people now. So, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool, fun little movie.
What's the scenery like? Is it cool? Lush? What are we
Nice.
talking about?
Cold.
Cold? All right.
Irish. Piss and rain.
No, they're not like in the countryside. They're like in a city. So
Yeah, I guess
it's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
row
on the
houses.
outskirts.
All right.
It's on the outskirts of Dublin. So it's city adjacent.
they're like
Okay.
working class
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and it doesn't, just the way the movie's shot, I don't think they really milk.
So it's a people movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and hey, great outfits.
Yeah. I mean, it's the 60s.
Yeah. Rate the kids.
Cute kids.
There we go.
Very cute kids.
And yeah. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what else to add. This is a movie I walked out of and was like, geez, that was nice. Kind of what I was how I felt about Past Lives is like, okay, this is a real reprieve and breath of fresh air.
But that was like
in
an
all the summer
artsy
movies.
movie.
It was very artsy. This one's more for the people, I
Yeah.
think, and succeeds in that. There's no real reason to compare the two. They're both very different movies, but I think they both serve a similar purpose of giving you some relaxing movies to watch after watching Tom Cruise jump off a cliff and
Just running like 7 miles.
every franchise just getting crammed down your throat. It's a nice little break. So, I don't have anything funny to say about it. I'll say I had a nice time watching it. Probably not like an essential go see it right now or you're missing out. But if you like to watch a movie and relax and not get stressed out and like character driven dramas, dramedies,
Yeah.
sure.
comedy.
Watch this one. It was a good time. I recommend it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm going to take the trip.
Yeah.
Take the trip to Lourdes.
Take a bath in the
I will
Virgin
not
Mary's
be
water.
taking a bath in that dirty water, but I'll go to Lourdes. It was a nice movie. It's a little boring, if it's like Thanksgiving and you need to watch some movies with some other people that's inoffensive totally, It's nice.
The kids are going to be on their phone. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Put it
You,
on.
and- you and your like great aunt.
Yeah, intergenerational, right? You have a
Yeah.
lot of different ages going through things you go through during those ages.
Yeah. And like this is another one of those movies, like we said before, like family secrets, and
Right.
things being kept unsaid, just poisoning everybody
Yeah.
for forever until you like talk about it.
And I don't know how the Irish factor creeps in, but I feel like they do that times 10. Like it's
Yeah.
just ramped up all the grudges and I don't talk to you for 20 years. I don't intend to now.
Yeah, it does have the added. Oh, you went to America.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I went to America to get away from you fucking weirdos. Now I'm back. Good times.
Yeah.
Brent, you have a new game for us?
Brand new game. We're workshopping a bunch of new games here at our MMU. And let us know if you dig this one. This one's called Whose Tagline Is It Anyway? Very simple premise. I'm going to give you a tagline that appeared most likely on a movie poster. I'm going to give you 4 options, and you're going to tell me the correct movie in which this tagline appeared. So, we're going to start with this one. This summer, terror won't be taking a vacation. Is it Hostel? Is it Halloween H2O? Is it I Know What You Did Last Summer? Or is it Midsummer? Colin, I'll start with you.
I got to go Hostel.
You're going Hostel, okay. Justine,
H2O.
okay. And Dylan.
Say it one more time.
Okay, this summer, terror won't be taking a vacation. Hostel, Halloween H2O, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Midsummer.
H2O.
Colin, you said Hostel. That is incorrect. Justine and Dylan got it correct. That's Halloween H2O. Do you want to get into what made you think?
That was it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be Hostel because it didn't seem like a vacation movie.
It is a vacation movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go to a hostel.
That's why I tossed that red
like,
herring in there.
It's different than like I'm backpacking in Europe.
No,
and
it's
I'm on
literally
vacation,
it's
right?
literally that. That's why they
I-
stay at a hospital. Hostel.
I maintain I did not think that it was a vacation movie, so I didn't pick.
Oh,
that
do you
one.
think it was hostile, like hostile?
like
No. That, I thought it's just like I'm taking a gap year or whatever. I'm going backpacking in Europe, which is not the same as a vacation. Yeah, and then I Know What You Did Last Summer. Same thing. I think it's just summer,
right.
not like a vacation. What was the other one?
I Know What You Did
Midsommar.
Last Summer and Midsummer.
Which I wish
Midsummer.
they used on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's a vacation.
I don't think
either.
A24 has ever used the word
Yeah,
terror
I don't
in the
think they're
film.
that fun.
Bleeding edge horror.
Dylan, did you just pull that from the crevices of your memory?
No, I just figured that's like the one loose end. Like that doesn't match the other three. So I was like, hostile doesn't match. I could see it being the I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I was like, H2O was so randomly put in there. I'm gonna go ahead. And just
So
toss it
I didn't see
Alright.
that one either.
So we're learning that I take the bait.
Yeah.
every time.
Okay. Your next tagline is everything that has a beginning has an end. Is it The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King? Is it The Dark Knight Rises? Is it The Matrix Revolutions? Or is it Back to the Future Part 3? Colin.
Leaning Matrix Revolutions.
Okay.
No reason why.
All right. Justine.
Matrix.
Dylan.
What was the first one?
Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Um,
The tagline is everything that has a beginning has an end. This was on a poster.
Matrix.
You went Matrix. All right. All three of you went The Matrix Revolutions, and all three of you are correct.
Hey.
Great job. Your next tagline is Bust a Moo. Your options are Home on the Range, Cowspiracy, Buster Keaton Goes West, and National Lampoon's Cattle Call. Colin?
What was the tagline?
Bust a Moo.
I'm going with the first one. I can't remember it, but it
First one is Home on the Range.
sounds about right.
All right. Justine?
Buster Keaton.
Okay. And Dylan.
Home on the Range.
Okay, so in this case, Colin and Dylan got it right. Home on the Range, a 2004 animated movie voiced by Jennifer Tilly and Dame Judi Dench.
What's Cowspiracy?
Oh, it's like one of those, like
Big Dairy.
like documentary, like Blackfish or something like that. You know what I mean? I haven't seen it. I'm just guessing.
Right,
but
right.
That's what the poster looked like. When
I thought Home on the Range was gonna be like a western.
You went with the Buster Keaton movie.
Yeah,
that was,
isn't he like a dancer or something?
that was way before Technotronics came out.
What do I know? I don't know
Buster
what that
Keaton's
is.
like in the 20s.
I didn't hear that word.
Yeah. I love that you picked that one.
Bust a move. Bust a move. Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
Boom.
It is really funny. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to laugh.
I don't
Charlie
know.
Chaplin and Bust a Moo.
I was like, the most
Oh.
recent one has to be that one.
He was in how was that? Afterglow, Afterlight. What's that? What was the Charlie Chaplin?
Is it Piano Man?
Hold on.
So back then, yeah, when you would get Chaplin and Keaton in the same movie, it's like putting together Clooney and Pitt. They were like the biggest stars. So yeah, you witness greatness.
Kind of weird that's the tagline for Home on the Range and not Barnyard. It sounds more like a barnyard
It
joke.
does, yeah.
I remember both of them.
Did you see both of them?
Yeah, in theaters.
Wow.
Limelight, because that movie was a big deal. Because I don't believe Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin were on in a film together,
Until then, yeah.
and then they danced together, and it was a big deal. Yeah, he was the other guy that dances with him in the stage.
Like the ballet?
Yeah, like
When he's a clown?
Yeah, and he's doing like the comedy routine with him, and it goes on for way too long. You're like, why
No,
is
they
this
don't
going?
dance in that. That's what I said. Is he the piano guy?
Oh, then yeah, it's the
Okay.
it's the comedy bit
Yeah.
that goes on for way too long. You're like,
Yes,
why
it
does this
does.
go on for way too long?
Because it's like a comedy special within a movie.
Like Brent said, it's because those were that's like seeing Pitt and Clooney milking the screen or something because they were so big.
Whatever. Time is a
But-
construct. I don't know when these movies come out.
Your next tagline is, 'They axed for it.' Is it Curse of the 49er, Jibber, 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 Hatchet, Lizzie Borden Took an Axe, or Clown Motel? Colin.
What were the first two again?
First two were Curse of the 49er, which was also known as Miner's Massacre, or Hatchet.
I'm leaning Hatchet.
Hatchet for Colin. Justine?
What was the last one?
The last one was Clown Motel, speaking of clowns.
They're all wild. I'm going to say clowns.
Okay. Clown Motel for Justine it is. And Dylan, what's your guess?
I'm gonna say a Hatchet.
Hatchet for Dylan. No points on this round. It was a Curse of the 49er, a.k.a. Miner's Massacre, 2002.
You know, I thought it might be that because I was thinking of My Bloody Valentine.
Exactly.
I was like, a miner doesn't use an axe.
It's a pickaxe. It's a pick. He picked them off.
Has
It's
anybody even...
Hatchet. It's not really I don't know.
But I could see it being
But
interchangeable.
I've seen Hatchet. I've never seen any of the other three.
This is the red
Yeah.
herring.
I was going to say, like, I'd be surprised if anybody saw Curse of the 49er. I've never even heard of it.
Sounds like a TV movie from like the 70s.
Yeah, but it's like this weird movie from 2002.
Sounds like a Scooby Doo episode.
that has an alternate name called Miner's Massacre, I guess for some different market that apparently needed a different name. Your next tagline is not to be confused with King Kong. And your choices are Marco Macaco, Ape, Blood Monkey, or Dunstan Checks In. Colin.
Dunstan checks in.
Oh, wow. There you go. Justine.
Blood monkey.
Did you just want to say the phrase blood monkey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dunstan checks in. Dunstan checks in. Remember that song?
Oh, they do Jungle Fever, but Dunstan checks in.
Jungle Boogie.
Jungle Boogie, here you go. Dunstan checks in. Dunstan checks in. Wait, is that in the movie or is that just fan work that you
That's a
did?
donkey joke.
Oh, okay.
But I could be in the movie. I have zero idea. I can
that
believe
song
it,
is.
honestly.
Dylan, what are you picking?
Dunstan checks in.
Okay. So, not to be confused with King Kong is the tagline for Ape, a 1976 movie where a 36-foot gorilla is on a barge just off the coast of Korea.
76?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a legitimate legal disclaimer.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Next tagline. When you can live forever, what can you live for? Your options are He Never Died, starring Henry Rollins, Twilight, the big tentpole release, Zardoz, or The Fountain. Colin.
I'm saying Twilight.
Okay, Colin for Twilight. Justine.
Fountain.
Fountain for Justine. And Dylan.
Also the fountain.
Okay. Boom. Colin nailed it with Twilight.
Twilight?
When you can live forever, what can you live for?
Team Edward, bitch. What's up?
Okay.
That's the tagline for Twilight?
That is the tagline for the first Twilight
Never
movie.
heard of it.
I put butts in the seats, baby.
That's a weird tagline for that movie.
I agree. That's why, that's why.
It's not just about Edward. I mean, I guess there are vampires, like, more. But werewolves, they don't live forever.
We got
They
another weird
actively
one.
die.
And they're only werewolves sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody took Zardoz. I'd be so tempted to take that.
I think there might be a Zardoz laser disc in this house right now.
Don't quote me. Fucking rules.
No, it doesn't.
Bye.
I mean, I just respect that you have a
In
Zardoz.
theory.
Yeah.
He has to go through his collection if you want to see it.
Burt Reynolds in a bikini.
It's
Let's
fucking
go.
gross. We're getting to it. Is that movie good?
Zardoz?
Yeah.
It's like a culty. You know what? Like you said, it's a comfort movie. You watch it?
Seen a lot about Zardoz. I don't know if I've ever watched Zardoz.
Pretty boring.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's got charm to it.
I'm not getting a resounding support for Zardoz. So
It's like one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's essential, but it's definitely a cult movie.
I'm gonna get to this watch list and I'm gonna sort it alphabetically.
Yeah, there you go. Your next tagline is, why are they putting seatbelts in theaters this summer? Is this a tagline for Bullet, Days of Thunder, Spaceballs, or Star Trek V? Colin.
Bullet.
Bullet, okay. Starring Steve McQueen. Justine,
Days of Thunder.
okay. And Dylan.
What was the third and fourth one?
Third and fourth one are Spaceballs or Star Trek 5.
There's no seatbelts on
I'm
a Star
switching
Trek,
to
will there?
Spaceballs.
You're switching to Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go Days of Thunder.
Okay, so you take Days of Thunder.
But I could see it being Spaceballs too. That guy's a trick.
The trick is it's Star Trek 5.
Oh.
I have no idea why.
Okay.
Is that
I
the
guess
one where they
they're-
go to San Francisco?
I think that's 2.
Dramatic.
Has there ever been a seatbelt on
No.
a Enterprise?
I thought they fasten up.
No, they
How do they
don't.
brace
That's why.
themselves?
That's the whole thing. They like
Just to
they
sit
fall
there.
over and then fall over the other way, and they're all rolling all over the consoles. And
Oh,
stuff.
maybe in 5, that's when they introduce the concept of a
I don't know,
seatbelt.
but that's the strange thing is I looked into why this was the tagline, and all I could find was just endless links to people like just discussing that there's no seatbelts on the Enterprise, like a lot, like hundreds and hundreds. I could find like nothing that had to do with the tagline, everything to do with people just talking about
Yeah.
this phenomenon.
You just go like in the submarine in Mission Impossible, brace for impact. You just
Yeah.
like put your hands on something.
I do have a Laserdisc box set of all the Star Trek movies that were available during the time of Laserdisc's run. They got up to Generations, and that's it.
So
But if
what's your Laserdisc collection like? Like how many?
0. I
titles?
bought a huge Laserdisc collection.
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
selling it on eBay right now,
Got it.
and it sucks.
Yeah.
You know what Spaceballs goes for on Laserdisc?
$3.99.
Not $40 because that's what I'm trying to sell it for, and no one's bought it yet. But like
Yeah.
it has gone for like in the 50ish range.
Okay.
That's kind of a rare Laserdisc. By Laserdisc standards, that's a lot.
It's
Yeah.
also a great movie, so
Yeah.
it deserves it.
Try this one on. He was dead, but he got better. Is it Cloud Atlas, Crank High Voltage, The Fountain, or Heaven Can Wait? Colin.
Crank.
C for Crank.
This isn't fair.
Justine. Why isn't it fair?
You didn't know there was a crankhead in here?
Oh, I
Colin.
I know that there's one.
Colin's a big fucking crank guy.
Hey, remember that time where you ran the table on Malton?
What were they?
Pull back the
Crank,
curtain here. Cloud Atlas, The Fountain, and Heaven Can Wait. The tagline again is he was dead, but he got better.
Heaven Can Wait.
Okay. Crankhead? Do you want Crank or do you
Ah,
want?
fuck that, dude.
Okay.
I'm going to take the fountain again. I'm doubling down.
All right.
What is the fountain?
It's about a. What do you think?
Darren Aronofsky.
Oh.
It's about a guy that was dead but got better.
Was
But
was
that
the
is not the tagline. Crank High Voltage.
Yeah.
The tagline is he was dead but he got better. Point for Colin.
That is
right.
that is the plot for Crank 2.
That puts Colin so far in the lead with 4.
You know what the most expensive Laserdisc I have right now is?
What?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Nice.
I can
there's-
see that. That's fucked up.
And there's like nothing on there. You can't find it right now. See, that's the thing when you listen to stuff on eBay and it's like, yeah, no one's got it for less than $50, but there's like 10 listings for it for $50 or higher. You ain't getting $50 for that unless you sit on it for like 6 months. So you put it up for like $30, $40 even, flies off the shelf. But you got to price competitively. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, though, not on eBay right now. If you want
It'd
to
be $1
copy,
million.
yeah, if you want a copy of that movie right now, fucking figure it out.
Send him some cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
The entity is going to purchase it.
I'll take government secrets.
I want to see what you play a Laserdisc on.
A Laserdisc player. Would you
Yeah,
like?
I know,
Want
but
me to bring a Laserdisc
It's
player
like a
home?
very big CD.
I have a fully functioning Laserdisc player
Does it
right
look
now.
like a turntable?
No, it's more like a CD player.
It looks like how a
like
mouse.
an Xbox?
No, it's like imagine a mouse looking at a CD player. That's what it would look like to you.
It's a big
human.
drive
Big old thing.
that comes out.
And you put it in, you slide it in like a.
No, the drive comes out.
Drive comes out. You place it on the tray. You push it back in. It goes back
Okay,
in.
like
So
a
same thing.
like
Like
a PC CD disc.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's
but,
what I was thinking.
But
of, yeah.
12, well, not 12 inches wide, but wide enough to carry a 12-inch diameter disc, which you have to flip over.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Half
So
the
like,
film, yeah.
yeah. So like Return of the Jedi or any movie that's like over 2 hours, let's say, it's like a double disc.
Wow.
And you know what's messed up is there's some discs that are like 3-sided, and one of the sides are like white plastic instead of the silvery reflective stuff. It's a trip.
Are they like super high def?
No,
Not at all.
they are analog, which is strange. So it's not like there's a bunch of information packed on it. It's like it goes frame for frame. So if you pause it, like you're paused. It's not like a VHS where you're like blurring around. What else do you want to know about laser discs?
How come I never seen one?
Because
How have you not seen one?
Never seen one.
You hang out with this guy.
you've never seen a physical laser disc?
No, I know
watched a movie on laser
yeah,
disc.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you
I know
haven't
I've
watched one,
seen
okay.
them because I thought they were LPs.
I can bring
Right.
home a laser disc player if you want to watch a laser disc.
Well, I don't know if it can connect to anything.
think it can, but do you want to go through that? Do you want to go through all that just to watch,
watch
the Criterion Collection presentation of Time Bandits?
Criterion has lasers.
I just watched that the other day.
No, it wasn't Time Bandits.
That's what they started on.
Baron Munchausen.
Yeah, like Criterion got started with laser discs.
That was wild.
Baron Munchausen's like a 3-disc set.
I want to see the person that like started their Criterion collection with laserdiscs and was like, dang it.
I'm just going to keep going.
Like,
I'm going to keep going.
Got on DVD, then all of a sudden Blu-rays came out. Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, they keep getting boned by this Criterion.
Okay, your next tagline is The Impossible True Story. Is it Cocaine Bear, Grizzly Man, Secretariat, or The Horse Whisperer? Colin, The Impossible True Story. What is that the tagline for?
Can I get the lineup of movies again?
Cocaine Bear, Grizzly Man, Secretariat, or The Horse Whisperer?
Grizzly Man, the Herzog movie.
Yes.
I know Cocaine Bear has a tagline like that, but I think it's a tagline like that. I'm going to say Secretariat.
That's what I was going to say.
All right. You want to take it still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Herzog movies get taglines.
Dylan, The Impossible True Story. Which movie was that? Cocaine Bear, Grizzly Man, Secretariat, or The Horse Whisperer?
Still Grizzly Man on the ballot, bro.
Grizzly Man is on the ballot, and it's gone because Secretariat is the correct answer. So both Colin and Justine get a point. Your next one. Remember the Future. Is it Paycheck, Back to the Future 3, Looper, or Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? Tell me, Colin, which one is it?
Remember the Future. Paycheck, Back to the Future 3,
Looper,
Looper.
or Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Looper.
One Looper for Colin. Justine?
I say Looper.
Oh, that's another one for Looper.
Paycheck.
Paycheck to Dylan. Dylan gets the point.
What is paycheck?
You know what's crazy? I only remember the poster because as a kid, it was like at the theater, at the Mira Mesa Theater for like a longest time. And all I remember is a guy running and like what looks like
Oh, yeah.
the Xavier, what's that thing called?
Xavier Renegade. Or no, the Professor X School for Gifted Youngsters.
Yeah, but what's that room he has?
The Cerebro.
It looks like Cerebro's like flying at him, but then there's like pictures of Ben Affleck or something.
It is
Ben
Ben Affleck.
Affleck's in it?
Yep, and
What
Uma
is this
Thurman.
movie?
Uma Thurman is also in it, and it's got like pretty decent ratings. You
I
might wanna
thought
check
this
it out.
was like that movie with Nicolas Cage when he's a cop and he gives that lady
A paycheck?
she gives her like a lotto ticket.
Oh,
or
that's called It
something.
Could Happen to You, and it's fucking precious.
It sounds like something like
I
that.
thought it was Blank Check, the kid with the blank
That
check.
too.
Good pull.
$1 million, please. I've never actually seen Paycheck though. I want to ever since I've seen that.
I think we should all watch
what
it.
I'm
Yeah.
gathering is that it's a terrible title for this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well,
Paycheck in the future. Come on. Come
Ben
on.
Affleck, and it's not like a Kevin Smith.
Just be like Dark
Bank movie?
Horizons. Whatever.
try this one on. Unwittingly, he trained a dolphin to kill the president of the United States.
That's the tagline.
That's the tagline.
Unwillingly?
That sounds
Unwittingly.
it's like the name of current year anime series.
Yeah.
Is that The Cove, Ace Ventura Pet Detective, The Day of the Dolphin, or Austin Powers Goldmember?
Day of the Dolphin by process of elimination.
Okay. Justine? The Cove, Ace Ventura Pet Detective, The Day of the Dolphin, or Austin Powers Goldmember?
Goldmember?
Okay. And Dylan.
I'm just gonna go Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Colin, you were calibrated on this one. It is The Day of the Dolphin. That is a 1973 George C. Scott movie, or vehicle rather, directed by Mike Nichols.
Yeah, I assume it was that one. I just didn't want to have the same thing as you anymore.
We gotta. We'll next time we'll calibrate and it'll be a different person who goes first. Wait, it doesn't matter who goes first though. It's not.
All right. Guess what? From now on, you're going first. Let's go. Let's start with this. When a girl has a heart of stone, there's only one way to melt it. Just add ice. Is it Thin Ice, The Ice Pirates, Ice Princess, or Cool as Ice? Justine.
Thin Ice.
Thin Ice for Justine. We'll go to Dylan.
Say all the movies again.
Thin Ice, The Ice Pirates, Ice Princess, or Cool as Ice?
All right, if I remember correctly, Ice Princess is the ice skating film.
Okay.
What about Ice Pirates?
Cool as Ice is Vanilla Ice, and he's all like in the suburbs. Ice Pirates, if I remember correctly, it's about some pirates.
Some Pirates and Ice.
And then what's the first one?
First one was Thin Ice.
Thin Ice.
which Justine took.
If I remember, it's
Quote,
about.
unquote.
I think it's an Outburst song.
I think that's a great outburst song. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna throw Ice Pirates in the bill.
Okay. And then Colin.
I'm going Cool as Ice.
I can see it being. He is trying to do that. His neighbor's daughter.
They are adding ice to the situation.
It's true. But I don't think the girl has a heart of stone. Anyway, go on.
Colin knows his shit. This was Cool as Ice, starring Vanilla Ice.
What was the one where the hockey player and the ice skater get together? And
Is
then
that Fire and Ice?
no,
Hockey skater, ice
Yeah,
skater.
I don't know.
you know the movie.
That's what I thought it was.
The toe-
I was
toe
like,
pick.
She's probably mean. Yeah.
Not Over the Top. That's an arm wrestling movie.
Toe
we
pick.
did. We looked this up before.
Goddamn, yeah, we've done this before. And I said Fire and Ice before. It's not. 3 more. 2 agents, 1 city, no merci. Is it From Paris with Love, Secret Agents, Spy Bound, or The Lives of Others? Justine. 2 agents, 1 city, no merci.
The Lives of Others.
Okay.
From Paris with Love.
Okay.
I remember Spybound being a silly film, so I'm leaning Spybound.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay. Dylan, congratulations. That's From Paris with Love.
When does that come out? That's like a classic film, right?
I did not write down the year,
Okay.
unfortunately. But yeah, it is a classic film.
The movie was cutting edge.
Legendary film.
How do we always forget that?
Because it's a possibly also a badly named film.
Yeah.
Saw it in the same theater that I saw Batman and Robin 9 times. The Escondido Dollar Theater in the Vineyard. Rest in peace, a legend.
I assumed that movie was like, or the one that I picked was like the one with Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles,
Ooh.
right? Where she's kind of mean, right?
Yeah, Julia Stiles is always kind of mean.
Yeah. and
Not
then
the 10 Things I Hate About You. What's that? Isn't it 10 Things?
I don't know.
If I don't look up 10 Things. Yeah, I was right. Anyway, go on.
Your next tagline: The bitch is back. Is it How to Train Your Dragon 2, Aliens 3, Selena, or Jersey Girl? Justine.
Jersey Girl.
Going Jersey Girl for Justine. Dylan.
Say it again. The movies.
Okay. How to Train Your Dragon 2, Aliens 3, Selena, or Jersey Girl?
The tagline is "The bitch is back."
Yeah, the bitch is back. Okay, Dylan.
I can see Jersey Girl.
Okay.
I could also see Aliens 3, but
All right.
I think it's
Jersey Girl?
Jersey Girl.
Okay. That's Ben Affleck and J-Lo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It is Aliens 3, but I think the How to Train Your Dragon 2 is a really missed opportunity on the part of my new favorite animation studio, DreamWorks.
Yeah. There's apparently like a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the bitch is back really like what J-Lo would do if she saw that on a poster of herself? That'd be insane. Yeah, the correct answer is, of course, Aliens 3, 1992. The bitch is back, referring to, aliens.
The Queen Alien.
Yeah. Bitch.
She
Or
returned.
Sigourney Weaver.
Well,
Like
no.
she's that
they
I'm that
didn't-
bitch.
I don't think
Yeah.
you
Oh,
could
like that bitch show?
I don't think you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be that B back then. I think it was.
She could.
But I don't know. If,
You're right, though.
Was
You're right.
that-
92 did not
Was
have...
that used back then?
Yeah,
like
they
that?
didn't
Yeah,
have
that's
the
what I'm
right
saying.
words.
I don't think they had a.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
wasn't
they.
like used in that context.
I don't think they reclaimed it.
Yeah.
All right.
Go on.
Final one. Ein, zwei, die. Is it Overlord, Surf Nazis Must Die, Dead Snow, or Werewolves of the Third Reich? Justine.
Whatever the second one was.
Surf Nazis Must Die.
Yeah.
Okay. Dylan.
I'll guess Overlord.
Awesome movie. And Colin.
I don't think it's Dead Snow. I think it's the Werewolves of the Third Reich.
Werewolves of the Dritte Reich.
There we go. I think I'm going with that one.
All right. Well, it actually was Dead Snow, but it didn't matter because you already had 8 points.
I thought wasn't Dead Snow kind of classy, or was it just like compared to other movies at the time? It was cool
like
or something?
schlocky when it needed to be. It was like early 2000s or so.
I feel like it got a lot of juice for the time.
Oh wait, no, it's 2009.
But I think that was really just in relation to other movies that were coming out at the time, not necessarily on its own merit.
Why did I only see like 4 of these movies?
As I was reading them out, this does favor a former video store clerk who was handling boxes constantly. And there was definitely there was some logic swerves as well. You know, we started with one where it's like, oh, this is different than the rest. It must be that. Then we totally changed it up and made stuff way too similar. So yeah, Colin with 8, Dylan with 5, Justine with only 3.
I thought I had 0, so
no,
at least I'm on the board.
All right, so if you enjoyed that game, let us know. moviemasters760@gmail.com.
I thought the next tagline was going to be, "We're back, pitches," which is the tagline for, I think, Pitch Perfect 3.
Nice.
I thought it was going to be a baseball movie.
Guys, you made the sale for Willow Laserdisc 2-disc set, $14.95.
Willow?
Willow,
Damn,
2-disc set.
Up. I feel like you could have sold it for at least $50, bro.
Unlimited.
Dylan, tell us what we're seeing next.
Yeah, drop the bomb on us, Dylan. What are we watching next?
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited. No need to mess around here, folks. The war of movies start next week. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Barbie. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Who will win this battle of epic proportion? Anyway, girlie, see you at the movies. Bye.